Hi, good morning. It's Kimberly Crawford, June 28th, on a beautiful, open-skied morning out here in Idaho. And I wanted you to take a moment, use your ears, all of your senses, take in the sounds. Creek rushing by behind us. The bugs buzzing in the trees. The rooster crowing. Can you hear all of that? It's an amazing thing to be able to simply sit still and yet receive so much. And yet sometimes all of this input can become too much. And how do we tame our too muchness? We come back to our essence through meditation, through awareness, connecting with the earth, connecting to ourselves, and connecting to each other. My name is Kimberly Crawford, and this is Intention Tuesday, Mantra number 24, celebrating our choice to stay embodied. I want to thank you for joining me. It's one of the highlights of my week, and today is a very special and potent intention. It's one I was inspired to write a few weeks before I knew we really needed it in our community. And I would like to focus our intention today to send love and healing prayers to Xander and the De Jesus hymn. So if you could join me, and as you fill up, if you have any overflow, please send it this way. Okay, are you ready to begin? Let's take a few deep breaths in through our nose, out through our mouth. Very easy. Ready? Let's get in our bodies fully. Holding it and blowing out firmly. This time putting our hands on our chest. Let's really draw that breath in and down our lungs, feeding our center, feeding our soul. That exchange of life force in and out, that gentle push and pull of energy. Ready? Relax that belly. Drop the shoulders. Hold it. And release. Last one, here we go. Relaxing into our breath even more. Holding it. And release. Can you feel your lungs? Feel your chest. If you're experiencing grief, Your lungs, your throat may feel tight. Doing those expansion breaths will help release the tension, will move the energy, and will allow you to fully sit in the seat of your soul. These tools we come together to practice every Tuesday, and I invite you to revisit them every single day. In these times, it can be a matter of life and death in regards to knowing how to return to the seat of our soul when we get pulled too far away from our center. And with that, let's dive into intention number 24. In our last practice, we revisited a classic mantra, transforming our suffering through our awareness and breath and that crystal heart that we expanded, remember? But with each meditation, we dedicate ourselves to expanding into transformation, welcoming in a deeper understanding of ourselves as unique individuals, as vessels of the divine, and ultimately as agents of free will. As we move through this dynamic year, we continue to take in an incredible amount of energy, like nothing we've ever experienced before. And guess what? There wasn't a memo that I received on how to do this. We're all figuring this out together. Some are a little further ahead, some are just beginning, and in complete befuddlement in regards to what to do. Together, as a tribe, we're figuring it out, one breath at a time. Linear time feels as if it's both dissolving and creating a pressure cooker around our necks. Our hearts ache with questions of our purpose, and we can drown in the whys and the hows. Again, vibrations of sovereignty, integration, healing, integrity on the spiritual, emotional, and mental, physical levels are shaking our physical bodies. Some are vibrating into alignment, and some are being torn apart. Maybe your body feels different. Maybe your senses are operating at like hyper speed. Maybe your intuition is ramped up so intensely that you feel dizzy and confused or discombobulated with all of that new information that you're taking in that you weren't aware of before. You have new superpowers. And now, it's our responsibility to be accountable for them, to train ourselves on how to use our tools, to know when to turn them down and when to turn them up. And it all takes practice. You're not supposed to know how to figure it all out yet. That's what being embodied and having the experience is all about. Maybe specific areas in your vessel are talking to you and wanting your old traumas to be released, making space to integrate new feelings and new experiences. Whatever it may be, embodiment is the key to participating in a physical life here on this planet. Let me say that again. Embodiment is the key to participating in a physical life on this planet. Now we may be asking ourselves if we even belong here. Is our personal purpose here on Earth worth staying to carry out? These are deep and uncomfortable questions, and for some of us, it's something that we're still working through. Feeling that we may be better off pushing the reset button through suicide, or opting out through life vices like work, drama, drugs, alcohol, gaming, gambling, Netflix, shopping, whatever choice numbs the pain, diverts our attention to the depression and the despair that we may be wrestling with. And this is where free will comes in. You've got the choice to stay or go, always. It's our choice. And we have the choice to be present, partly, fully, or ride the edge of destruction. We have learned in this group that new vibrations are needed to claim new space. That old you can't exist in the same space as the new you. No two things can occupy the same space at the same time, right? You learn that junior high, physics. Shift your vibration. Shift your state. Shift your space. Shift from operating in mind to heart. Shift into authenticity. And yet the truth is, this action can be so uncomfortable, and for some of us, it can be unbearable. The way gets cloudy, desolate, and lonely. The choice to leave feels like the only option in the moment, and that can feel like an eternity, that moment. Us, as humans, are not here to judge one another when we're in those spaces. We have the opportunity to hold space, to be present, and send unconditional love. I believe if you're matter, you matter. If you're matter, you're physical. You being here matters. If your essence is embodied in this physical vessel, and you are needed here, you are wanted here, please hear me. You are wanted here. Your presence is essential for the functioning of this planet. Give me a minute here. Today's a big one. Some people are calling 2022 the year of the healer. For me, it's the year of the phoenix. Why? The cycle of life, that death and rebirth that we are working on, is a foundational frequency for our transformation right now. And in this cycle, again, there is no judgment, only unconditional love. Our experiences are not the same. So my choice will not be your choice. Yet each of us are worthy of compassion, love, forgiveness, and grace. Today, I ask us to recognize the physical vessels that we are using to experience this life and pay tribute to all it has done, is doing, and will do for us. Again, our lesson is activating expansion from where we are currently in this moment. This is not a race to get from here to there. It's not a zero-sum game where I can only win if you lose. That mindset activates suffering and separation. And there's more than enough for all of us. So, how do we do this? How do we tap into that vibration of abundance, of peace of mind? We move inward. We move towards joy. And if you can't yet identify joy, then practice becoming aware of your feelings and focus on moving away from suffering and away from pain. And if you feel lost, you're not the only one. And I don't say that to diminish it. I say that to let you know that you are not alone. There are quite a few of us feeling lost and confused and deeply wounded. And I know, again, that doesn't diminish the hurt, but knowing that we're not alone can empower us. So ask for help. If you're a bit further down the road of expansion and you feel steady enough to offer compassion or grace and you are overflowing, then action. Activate that thought. Turn that into physical manifestation of calling that friend, reaching out to that neighbor that you haven't seen in forever, writing that note of appreciation, sending a smile, saying thank you, buying somebody's dinner. When you get to be awkward, it gets to come out wrong. It gets to maybe even frustrate and upset that person. But your action, if it's not through judgment and it's through unconditional love, will be received. It'll work its way out. It'll be messy, and that's okay. We are being instructed to accept where we are in this now moment. Honor the gift of being alive in this dynamic time. We don't have to understand what we are seeing, but we have to believe in what we are knowing with our hearts. Relax into the growth that is being ushered into our reality with appreciation. Listen to our hearts and follow instructions from the divine. Our souls, you know the way. Intention 2.0, mantra 23. In mantra 24. In this moment, I choose to be fully embodied. With compassion, I accept my physical vessel and celebrate my capabilities. Okay, today there's no music that is recorded. Today we get the music of nature from our natural surroundings. I'm going to set the timer and we're off. Take a deep breath. Settle in. Relax into this moment. Feel your breath moving in and out. Nice, easy, relaxing breaths. With that nice, straight, beautiful, mobile spine of yours. Bring that attention to the energy running through that spine. Down and out your tailbone. Into the earth. Through the ground. Past the sediment. The rocks. The pockets of water. With ease flowing down until you are greeted by Earth's core. You've always been connected to the Mother Earth. You're simply bringing your awareness to that connection. And as you do, it expands. Realizing that you are a part of her and she a part of you. Parts of everything that you are hearing and experiencing. Continue to expand that connection and unify with her. Allowing her to fill you up as you exchange your energy and do the same for her. Continuing to breathe, rooting, anchoring into this moment, into this planet, into awareness. In this moment, I choose to be fully embodied. With compassion, I accept my physical vessel and celebrate my capabilities. Allow that rushing water to soothe our overactive nervous system, like a weighted blanket for the soul. And allow the empowering energy of this water to wash away any negative thoughts that are not serving you in your highest well-being. Allow that gentle current to cleanse your heart and your mind, retuning you with the rays of the sun, with the love song the birds are singing to us right now. Allow the vitality that surrounds us in our physical space to hold us, to accept us just as we are, not wanting us to change or be something different, allowing us to be in this moment without judgment, simply acceptance and compassion. In this moment, I choose to be fully embodied. With compassion, I accept my physical vessel and celebrate its capabilities. And you know, it's scary for some to be fully embodied. So we live out here, in this mental space, completely enraptured with our thoughts, whether they torment us or delight us, or we feel untouchable out in that mental space. But our empowerment is to be that bridge between heaven and earth, embodied. This is where we work out the sacred contracts with one another, with ourselves, with this planet. It's about learning to sit in our divine essence and operate from our heart space, expanding our divinity from the inside out and not allowing the outside to influence who we are, what we are. To first accept ourselves and take that and find that spark of joy within that knowing, and then expand it. In this moment, I choose to be fully embodied. With compassion, I accept my physical vessel and celebrate my capabilities. Now, in the last 3 minutes, if you are overflowing, if you feel anchored and centered, and you have an abundance of energy that you would like to share, expand that influence, that sacred love out to our tribe. Offer it up. Share it with those who still feel empty or struggling. In our last 2 minutes, as we continue to expand, let's focus our attention on the heavens. Let's focus our specific sight to the sun. Completing that cycle, completing that connection as we feel the sun's powerful rays of light that we are always connected to, eternally connected to the heavens. Allowing our awareness to drink in more of that vitality. Allowing ourselves to believe that we are divine beings worthy of being here, or worthy of making whatever choice we choose. But choosing to take accountability for our thoughts and our actions, for allowing ourselves to receive and offer love versus judgment. In our last minute, let every cell within our physical bodies rise to that high divine vibration. Allowing us to hold on to that empowered feeling as we continue to move through our day. In this moment, I choose to be fully embodied. With compassion, I accept my physical vessel and celebrate my capabilities. In our last 10 seconds, I invite you to come back into your body, wiggling those fingers and toes, maybe beginning to stretch. Offer your appreciation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for holding sacred space with us today. Thank you for sharing your light. Continue to return to this practice. Continue to anchor in your physical body. Expand the awareness that you are a divine spiritual being having a human experience, and allowing yourself to not know the way. Allowing yourself to have faith in the moment. The highlight of my week. Jill and I feel so honored to be a part of your expansion as you are a part of ours, and send you ease and grace.